Hi, my name is Polina Sokolova, and I am a grade 12 student at J. and Burnett Secondary School. Today, I am presenting my Capstone project, Basics of Driving. Why did I choose this topic? I'm sure that everyone here has used transportation at least once. A bus, a taxi, or a car driven by family or friends. Today, a car is no longer a luxury. It is a normal part of everyday life. In British Columbia, about 74% of households have two or more cars, and another 25% have at least one car. Only about 1% of people live without a car at all. That's a pretty impressive statistic, right? This means that for most people, driving is not a choice, it's necessity. But for me, this topic is also very personal. Driving has been my dream since childhood. Growing up, I always surrounded by cars, collecting models, races, cartoons. Forget about it. Having a car and a driver license gives more independence and mobility in adult life, which is important for college and future jobs. That's why I chose the basics of driving as my capstone project this year. My goal is to learn basic driving skills, practice basic maneuvers, and gain confidence behind. This is where the first problem began. With an automatic transmission, everything is pretty simple. You shift, release the brake, and drive. But my car has a manual transmission, which makes things more challenging. To start smoothly, you need to balance. You can't release the clutch too fast. You need to watch the rotation per minute on tachometer or just listen to the engine. Yes, listening to the engine really helps you know when to shift and how to control the car better. At first, it didn't go very well. The car could start to suddenly or even stall. But after a few days of practice, it became much easier. My first day of practice, when I was finally able to start the car and drive straight, it looked something like this. Pretty slow, right? So I needed to speed up, and that's where gears come in. With an automatic car, you just press the gas pedal, but with a manual car, it's a whole process. Speed up the engine a little, take your foot off the gas, move your hand to the gear level, press the clutch, change the gear, slowly release the clutch, and add gas again. Here I made many mistakes. Shift too late, the engine is under stress. Shift too early, the engine doesn't have enough power and can start to struggle. Another important skill was changing gears without looking at the gear level, so I wouldn't take my eyes off the road. So again, practice, practice, and more practice. I practice two types of parking, front in and reverse. Depending on your position on the road, one option can be safer than the other. If you are driving in the same direction as the parking spot, it's usually better to reverse into it. If the parking spot is on the opposite side, parking front in is better. Front in parking is fairly simple. You just need to aim carefully and remember the turning radius. The front wheels turn wider, while the back wheels follow a tighter path and cut the corners.
Да.
Reverse parking is more difficult. Before reversing, you need to move left at about 45-degree angle to the parking spot. Then you slowly start reversing and turn the wheel to move into the space. Your door handle should line up with the parking space and the car body should be parallel. Honestly, during the driving test, the main goal is just do not cross the lines. But in real life, it's better to park in the center of the spot so both the driver and passengers can get out easily. I also learned how to do a U-turn. It's not so difficult, but it does require practice. You move close to the right side, then turn the steering wheel fully to the left, quickly but not too sharply. The tricky part was getting close enough without getting too close. The first few times were a little bit scary, but the most fun exercise for me was the slalom or the snake. This exercise is not just about turning, it helps develop precise control, steering skills, and clutch control at low speed. It is a basic element of defensive driving and is also used by race drivers as a warm up. It helps drivers understand the size of car and how it moves when turning. At first it was difficult, but once it started to feel natural, I could increase my speed. All of my driving practice took place in empty parking lots or on quiet roads with very little traffic. And my biggest problem was fear. On real roads, there are many cars, traffic lights, and turns. A safe driver is a predictable driver. Right now, I don't have enough experience to feel fully confident, so my driving can sometimes feel rushed or unpredictable. I have to shift gears, watch traffic, follow the rules, and predict other drivers, all at the same time. More practice, and even more practice. By the end of March, I can take my driving test, and I don't plan to give up halfway. This project was very important to me. Driving has been my dream since childhood, and Canada gave me the opportunity to start learning before full adulthood. Yeah, my skills are not perfect yet, but I'm proud of progress I have made. Compared to my past self, I have learned basic driving skills through mistakes, fear, practice, and repetition. I kept trying even when it was difficult. Now I know more, and I will continue working on my challenges. This capstone project became proof for me that difficult skills are learned step by step. Thank you for your attention. See you again.